Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna see how I would take back Buceag from Ukraine if I were the Romanian president by some miracle.
We about to turn it on. Turn it. We about to turn it on.
So now let's compare the two countries in military strength. So I think you saw that Ukraine is basically a fucking giant compared to Romania in every aspect. But Navy. Yeah, Navy. Like they have a fucking huge coast, but no, they have a weak navy for some reason. I don't know. So my whole plan will be based on that, like on their navy weaknesses. My whole plan will be based on the Black Sea. You know, I'll have some troops on the ground, of course, but the navy part is basically very important. It's like very important for my plan to work. So yeah. And also before the war begins, I'll also talk with the Moldavian president. I don't know who it will be, but I'll talk with him to close the borders with Ukraine. You'll see why that will be useful later. So we are ready. Let's do this, boys. So first I'll send my combat tanks and my aircraft to Galat, Tulcha and Kiliaveke. You know, the three cities marked on the map, so we can begin our attack on Ukraine. Yay! The troops from Galat will attack Reni and then will go on their way to Bolhrad, but they'll do a split so they can, conquer all the cities left. The troops from Tulcha will attack Ismail, which is like one of the biggest cities of Buceag, and I will not send too many troops there. Like, I won't make a waste of troops, because if they knew I would come to invade Ismail, they would put like a ton of like defenses, but they don't know I will attack it, so I'll just surprise attack them and then just request the war. So at the beginning of war, I will already have conquered one of the biggest cities, so that is a huge advantage. The troops from Kiliaveke will attack Kilia, which is like a somewhat important city because it is next to the coastline, and again, the coastline is very important for this plan to work. So yeah. After the troops from Galat and Tulcha will meet, because that is part of the plan, they need to meet. They'll also meet with the troops from Kiliabeke, which will have a harder trip because of the wetlands of Buceag. So all the troops combined will now attack Tatabunari, and I'll come back to that later. Now let's focus on the navy. Okay, so we know Romania has no submarines, but I don't even need submarines, It also has no aircraft carriers. No problem, I don't need them. Destroyers. They would be useful, but we can do this without it. So, okay, so these are the coastlines we will attack Ukraine from. They are pretty wide, so they're good, yes. Okay, so this is my plan for attack. I'll send very few troops to Tatabunari because we got the troops from Galatz, Tulcha, Kiliaveke, so we won't need that many. It will be an easy conquer. I'll send very few troops to Liman as well, because again we also have troops from Galatz, Tulcha and Kiliaveke. I'll send the most troops to Divizia, because it is not that important of a city, but the road connected to it is very, very important. It will be our way to Buceag's biggest city. And I'll also send some troops to Tuzli and Lebedivka, because, you know, again, the road is very important. So, and we also need to conquer the cities, of course. Okay, so now the situation is good. We have half of Buceag in our hands, but we need to hurry up, because otherwise Ukraine will send in troops here and we'll just get demolished, because their army is far more better than ours. So we need to hurry up and be smarter than them, so then we can defend properly, okay? So phase 1 is completed. Now let's get on to phase 2. So the combat tanks sent from Galatz, Tulcha and Kiliaveke, along with the people that got shipped on Tatabunari, will advance to Sarata, which is a very important city, because it is basically the way to Buceag's biggest city, that is Bilhorod. The troops that got shipped on Divizia will advance to Kulevka and will eventually meet the other troops on Sarata. The troops that got shipped on Tuzli and Lebedivka will take the other way to Bilhorod, and you'll see why later. We'll try to circle it so they have no escape route, and we can then conquer it. Easy. Okay, so now the main troops will divide in order to cut P-72, while the flankers are also advancing to Bilhorod. By the way, do you remember the ships that were left over to Tatabunari, Divizia, Tuzli and Lebedivka? Yes, they are now advancing to Bilhorod, and there will also ship some more troops in order to assist the flanks, and they'll also cut the road to Odessa, so that is pretty nice. So now Bilhorod is completely surrounded, so yay, we conquered Bilhorod, Buceag's biggest city. That is a huge, huge win. And if you wonder what the aircraft did, it just conquered all the small cities that were really easy to conquer, but really hard at the same time because of the hard terrain that Buceag has. So now the last city that we need to conquer is Krasnakosa. If we conquer it, it's over, because Ukraine won't be able to come in because it has a very weak navy. So yay! Phase 2 is almost over. Let's do this. So all my ground troops will come from P-72 and attack Krasnakosa. My aircraft will support them. My navy will come from Lower Dniester and destroy that bridge. You know that bridge with the X? Yes? Because that is one of the remaining ways to get into Buceag. So if we destroy it, it's very good. But you see, there are two roads. There are P-72 and E-87. But remember when I said that I'll talk with the Moldavian president? Yes, they are now neutral, and they won't allow either Romanians or Ukrainians to get into their country. So Ukraine just can't get into Moldova. They can't pass it. So they can't even get to Buceag now. So this is how we'll get Krasnakosa. So yes, it is a very good victory. So this should be the end of the war. We got Buceag back, and we'll just sign a treaty with Ukraine. So in the future we won't make any war stuff. This is it. Romania got its territory back, so the Operation Waves was a success. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This took very long to make. I'm feeling really good now that I finished it. It was worth it. It was worth it. So yeah, press that like button, subscribe, and yeah guys, in the next video, bye bye.